Hi everyone, Crafting Vicky here with you, and in the beginning of January I thought it was going to be a great opportunity to tell you what I'm planning on working on in 2016. This is the new projects. Of course I'm continuing the regular stuff that I make, which is the art journaling and junk journaling and whatever else. But I wanted to share with you the new stuff that I've started to work on and what I plan on working on through the year. And one of them is I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and one of the things that I want to start working on is the UNME collection that Shannon Green started. And so for this I have a selection of Reader's Digest selection. It's a little magazine, and I had already glued the pages down together and gessoed the base of it. So it was already all prepared. And of course I didn't do the technique that she showed though, and that Dee where's the name? Dee Willingham shared, which is you have to go from the front, the back, the front, the back, in order for this not to go like this. But I don't care because this is just for me, so I was okay with this being the way it is, and it's kind of a junk journal anyway. So this was the perfect thing to start with for this the UNME collection. I also ordered the Oklahoma travel guide, and so I'll see once I was doing the categories that I'm going to do in this one. I already thought of a few new categories that I could do, and in the categories that I didn't do any of the colors, so I could do all of those as well. So there's lots of ideas running through my mind, but I wanted to start small and see how it goes. And I didn't want the categories to be too easy. I wanted to kind of challenge myself a bit. So I also went with what I saw Cage Fish do, some of the categories that she chose and some other categories that I came up with. So for this little journal, what I did is I put on little tabs all my categories and wrote it on both. But that's the only thing I've done so far, that and the fact that it's all gessoed. So my categories, I have 17 because there's 17 pages in here. There's house, logos. By logos I mean anything like the Starbucks logo and whatever else logo I can find, and decoupage and whatever. So it can be on napkins, can be on anything. Shoes, I love shoes. Washi tapes, I thought that was a great idea from Shannon to use all my little bits. Glasses, cartoons, drinks, transportations, eyes, trees, snacks, bottles. It could be, you know, all kinds of bottles. Soaps, that one I came up with because I've ordered some fabulous soap on Etsy following the suggestion from Shannon, and they got here and they smell lovely, and I kept the little tag that was on one of the soap, so that's gonna go in there. Fish, music, sewing, and lighting. And so that's gonna be this. So this is my first new thing for the year. The second thing that I want to do is I saw Dee Willingham magazine journals, and I just love it. Love it, and I really want to try this out. And I get a lot of Stamping Them magazines, so I'll be gluing those up. But right now I've given away some of my magazines because I just can't bear to tear them apart, those ones. So I gave them to another crafty friend for her to go through them, and so I don't have enough to put two together, so I'm waiting for the new ones to come in. But meanwhile I also went to a second-hand bookstore, and I found this fabulous magazine, and it has really thick paper and super fun pictures. So I thought this is going to be just marvelous to try my hand on the techniques that she was showing in her video. So that's something I'm going to be working on. And by the way, all the links to the different videos that I'm referring to are going to be in the description box down below. Okay, so the next idea that I have, there's two ideas that I want to try from Cage Fish. She has a mini tag book that I really want to try out. I haven't started out making that yet, but I do have a lot of little scrap papers and of painted pieces and stuff. So I want to start using all of those things in that type of book. So that's one of the things that I'm going to try on. The other thing is she does scavenger hunt a bit. What Shannon Green is doing with the Yamas collection, she got the idea from Cage Fish. But the one idea that I want to do is the alphabet scavenger hunt. So I have this book, Stupid White Man, by Michael Moore. I bought it for my husband at Christmas time from the kids, just as a fun little gift. I got it at the dollar store, so not too expensive, and he wasn't too impressed with the book. But it's a great book. It smells awesome. The paper is amazing. So I wanted to keep it, and I like the colors, so I really wanted to do something with it. And so I'm doing the alphabet scavenger hunt. So I've glued some pages down, and I've also made little tags, and I've put the different letters. So I'm going to be using this both in French and in English, because I'm bilingual, so I can use words that starts with O, let's say, for both language. And so that's what I'm going to be doing this with. I also been watching Cat Hand, and she has a fabulous new idea, which is called Mixed Media Morsels. And in this, she's using a tiny journal, and I had purchased this one. Super cute. I just fell in love with this journal. It was at the dollar store. It was $2, and the paper is pretty awesome actually in it. It's really pretty good quality, and it seems to be sewn in, so not that cheap. So I wanted to do something with that, so this is what I've started doing it. And I did her new technique, which was saran wrap paper, and this is the finished look of what it gave me. So I really love how it turned out. Now I just have to do something about the journaling. I tried it out on a bigger journal. Didn't have much success. I didn't put enough saran wrap, so I'm gonna have to try that out again. So these are the Crafty Friends endeavors that I'm going to be doing. Oh, and there's one more thing. I'm also starting the UNME challenge that Cindy Utter mentioned into Artsy Endeavors. This one, you send out a list of goodies in one of those tiny little envelopes to someone. They make 2 index cards, one for them, one for you, and send them out back to you. So this way you can exchange with a crafty friend. You use up the stuff that you have, so it's all good. So that's something else that I'm doing in 2016. Now my own endeavors, because there's stuff that I really wanted to do that is just for me because I want to, and as well as new ideas. I had gotten this really cute little Midori book from one of a swap that I did in International Crafters, I believe. And so I'm starting to use this little journal, this little book, into just noting down ideas that when I'm watching YouTube videos of stuff that I really would like to try out, because the ideas keep coming, and somehow you know, there's always new ideas, and at the same time sometimes I don't know what to do, and it seems to be kind of overwhelming and not sure what to try out when. So this is going to be a little book to keep me inspired and give me some ideas when I don't know what to do anymore. So the things that I want to start doing this year is I want to draw more faces. And so I've been thinking, you know, watching all the scavenger hunts and whatever, and thinking that this could be a great idea for me to draw more faces. And I had purchased this cute little journal at Michael's. It's cardboard, and the paper inside is just wonderful white paper that you can draw on. It's for fashion old-fashioned type of journaling and sketching. So I'm addicted to journals. I just, when I find a nice one, and especially when it's on sale, I just can't seem to resist it. So I had purchased this one, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with it, and I thought I was going to do some mixed media on it, but then, you know, the spine is going to go like, it's going to go like this, and I'm not sure that I really want this book to do that. So what I decided instead is to do a face. So what I do is I put down a face that I found in a magazine or whatever, and I attempt to draw it. So this is my first one I made today. So I'm showing you guys, and then I'm going to try out new faces. So, you know, I don't know how many faces I'm going to do a week or whatever, but it's just, you know, faces that I find throughout, and I'm going to try it out. And hopefully by the end of the year, if I do some of it, sometimes I'll get better at drawing faces. The other thing that I really want to do is learn more about the different artists out there. And so on my Facebook, I've asked people to tell me about artists that I should research and I should look into. And my thought behind this was learn more about them, learn about their art, what it looks like, and then try to journal into that style. So this series is going to be called Meet the Master, and that's what I'm thinking would be a cool name, because a lot of them are pretty much masters of their style. And so what I'm going to do, I've got a list of different names, and I'm going to use a different composition book because they're cheap, and, you know, write out stuff that I learned from the artists, as well as do some journaling and things like that based on their style, as well as cut out some of their piece of artwork that inspires me, and write down why and that sort of thing. So far I have the following artists. I have Dali, Bosch, Mark Ryden, Mark Chagall, my aunt Louise-André Roberge, Georgia O'Keeffe, Claude Monet, Laurel Birch Art, Caravaggio, Bernini, Mucha, Da Vinci, Warhol, El Greco, and Van Gogh. So those are the ones that I have so far. If you have other artists to recommend, please do comment on this video and let me know, so I can start researching them. And so that's something that I'm hoping. And my first one, the first book that I found in my used book store chase today was this Monet book. So there's a lot of great illustrations and things like that. I've also gone onto Abe Books. It's a used book site, and I found a lot of other artists that I'm going to be that I purchased some used books from. And so I don't want it to be just internet. I love the feeling of books. I like the idea of being able to peruse through a book. I like the idea of being able to cut through a book. So I'll see how it goes, but that's one of the things that I want to do. One of the other things that I really wanted to try doing is dictionary journaling. I've been seeing a lot of that, and it's something that interests me, and I hadn't tried it yet. So when I went to the used bookstore, I found two dictionary. One tiny one, and I just couldn't resist. I just thought it was so cute, and I did my first page today, and it was, the word that I chose on that page was evolve. So you see the little flower, how it's evolving, pretty much like me. And this one, my first page, it's an old dictionary as well, and the first page that I did was devil. So this is my attempt at drawing a devil. Now, the other things that I'm doing is I've been part of a group called Fobonichi on Facebook, and through that I love journaling, and I hadn't been doing it a lot, and I thought, you know, they would inspire me to start journaling again. The only thing is the pages that I had, I'd used a book about this size, and it just wasn't working out for me because it was too big, and I couldn't seem to fill out the page and do it regularly. And so I got spoiled for my birthday. I asked for an actual obonichi. It comes directly from Japan, and here is the cover that I chose. I thought it was bright and beautiful. I love this rhino. It's artsy, and I've been doing pretty good actually. I've been journaling every single day, so I've been pretty happy with this, and I'm going to be putting more stickers and embellishments and that sort of thing. So that's one thing I really want to keep up. And the last one, but not the least, which I had shown previously to you, is my Zen doodling. I've been continuing doing that, and I just wanted to share with you my latest one. So this is my latest Zen doodle. So I did that one, and I did this one during the holidays. So those are my endeavors. Hope you think I'm thinking that it might inspire you to try making a list of stuff that you want to do as well. And that's it. So keep me posted as to which artists you think would be interesting for me to research, other than the list that I've given you. And just keep on leaving comments, guys. I love reading them. It really makes my day, and it allows me to know what else I should be doing. So love you guys. See you soon. Bye.